Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Between our visitors and the Buffalo Bills. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, winter is just around the corner as you get a look at New Era Field just south of Buffalo, New York. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. It's Josh Allen that'll be orchestrating the offense, a 6'5" quarterback from Wyoming.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
319! You ain't going nowhere.
A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they're in...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly. Yeah,
usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And right away, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it.
Now a hit and a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. So here are the Raiders now with great starting field position. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
Well, that was the theme, the front page of the sports section, where the columnist write, possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave away the game plan? I think it's pretty obvious, though. That'll help them win.
Looking to throw. Wagner under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack. Throwing on 3rd and long. Wagner going down the middle, and it's complete. Touchdown! A big play there. 55 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Off play action. Cobb. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
That's how we do it.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. A call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff looking right. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he gets this one down to the 24. A big pickup of 38. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there, with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well-organized, well-coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider defense now, here they are as they get ready to trot back onto the field. And they've created a major first-half storyline with the pressure they've been able to create.
And I know that the good teams adjust from series to series. They make their adjustments on the sideline before they go back out. In this case, I think they might need a little bit more time. They want to get to the half and start figuring out how do they change protections, how do they get the ball in the hands of the passer a lot quicker, make sure he doesn't get hit as often, all those different things, maybe even run the ball a little bit more, anything to try and tamp down the pressure.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The catch and run good for 24 yards. So one play and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run on first down with Singletary. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. To throw on third down. Cobb. It's caught by Davis. And he's able to get this way down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. First trip to the red zone for the Bills. They've got it first and goal at the 7. They run here with Singletary. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Now from the 9, here's second and goal. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. Second and 9 now. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. He is proving his worth defensively, getting the sack here. That comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
Kind of surprised they accept the penalty.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is they want to move them back 5 yards because they feel good about their defense. But in most situations,
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Well, that was a big oops right there, but how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, second and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And touchdown! A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short. Operating from the gun. Cobb. He will find Davis. That's complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. On first down, Cobb into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
61, matchbox, lights. Snap.
2nd and 3. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Wagner. And he comes back with one complete. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Wagner.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Wagner. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Looking to throw. Wagner. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So we would have figured that one to be 3 points in the bank, but this game, can be unpredictable at times.
Yeah, he knew he needed to pull it ever so slightly to get it going in the right direction, but he seemed to put a little too much on it, and from short range, that is a bad miss for an NFL kicker.
Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 19, and he will bring it back to the 4-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the...
And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Point after, right down the middle. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward. On 1st and 10, Wagner to the end zone, but it's incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Now they try the right side here. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to pour it on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Getting set to go again. We get a look at Amari Cooper as he heads back out there now. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Singletary. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Cobb. And he's got his man on the out route. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Down. 90 Wolf.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left.
Throwing on first down. Cobb, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Cobb, he's got Herndon, his tight end. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks. Back for the second half of Thursday Night Football in just a moment. But first, the bye weeks are over. We've got a full slate of 16 games once again. So let's give everybody a look ahead at what's to come here in Week 13. As far as the early games go on Sunday, we'll have our eye on Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. A big one for the Chiefs, as they'll have to do battle with the Denver Broncos. Out on the West Coast, more good stuff in the late afternoon, as we'll be watching the one down in Carson, where it'll be the Chargers taking on the Detroit Lions. And lastly, we'll be tuned in on Sunday night for what should be a great one between the Green Bay Packers and the Atlanta Falcons.
You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Not too many breaks ahead according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Looking to throw on second down. Wagner. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. With his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Teams always want to send messages. I think that was quite a statement there to start the third quarter.
Yeah, less than a minute in. Already that quick, long strike. They are setting the tone for the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for... their first possession of the second half. They're down... this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Singletary again. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Cobb. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field.
Rock it. Fire.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And some room to maneuver. And all the way down to the 35. A big play that time for the Raiders. 41 yards on the ground. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
You go tight. You got tight.
X3, 218, chopper. Hey, exit. Let go.
From the gun, Wagner. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Here we go again.
Give me 2 jet bombers.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And down to the 19-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Right back to him on 1st down. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. This is caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Tight down. There you go.
They'll try to run this one in. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This is an old
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown, his fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect it. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Ready. Mike 51. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
5.
To throw on third down. Cobb. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And now here come the Raiders. This is sort of what you would call the put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the break, aren't they?
Back to throw. Wagner completes it to the tight end, Kittle. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz, and the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
A 4-yard pickup that gets him going forward, but still 15 yards left on third down. Back now in Buffalo. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
57's the mic.
Now.
Throwing on third and long. Wagner, he's going to let this go. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
Going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
And is there bad blood here? I mean, go for 2 when you're up that much?
If there wasn't before, there is now. When you do that, you've just announced to everyone, you just don't care about the other side at all. All you care about is what you're doing, and they just want to pile up points.
They did. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. On first down, Cobb is going to find his running back. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Now, defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Bills on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 17. Looking to throw. Cobb, that's complete. It's Collins. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Gay's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Rush in. Rush in. Rush in. Mike's 49.
Back to throw. Wagner. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. 27 yards there, a first down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. And I've been so impressed with.
Through an opening, and there he goes. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown of the night as his guys continue to pour it on.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This
but
is one of
she's
our guys.
singing, too.
No, she's
on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
And now out come the Bills. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run a draw now with Singletary. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. The Bills on third down, not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is third down and 12. Operating from the gun. Cobb, throw complete to Herndon. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. A gain of 3, second down. To throw on second down. Wagner, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
64, weak.
Throwing on third and long. Wagner. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a concept. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down. One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
He's going to take a shot right away from, and this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. He's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up. 4
touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
2nd and 4. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. On third down, Cobb under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. The Bills send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return.
Come on, set. 18 Gator. 80 weapon. I got him. 25. Check 25. Go. Go.
49.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to float this one deep right. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. 48 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And
now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
Mike's 49.
Hey, lock it.
Go.
Go.
Following the fumble recovery, Wagner, he's going to take and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
you seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
Now, I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for our visitors, They continue to keep pace for that first-round bye as they move to 11-1. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead, they fall to 5-7. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin.